Hey guys, welcome to the channel. In today's video, I'll be explaining how can we simply solve the seating arrangement questions by using simple algebra. So guys, this is a part 2 video. In part 1, I have already discussed all the abbreviation and denotation which we are going to use this trick. So this video is completely focused on directly solving the question instead of explaining how I wrote those equations. So which equations am I talking about? So these were the equations from the previous video which I have obtained through the given conditions from our questions. So those who have not watched my previous video, they can go to that. The link is in the description box below. So and those who have done it, those who have seen it, they can continue with this one. So let's recheck our question. So guys, these equations are basically representing all the conditions that are provided to us in the question. So now I don't need to look at the question again and again and find out all the things that are given. Instead, I'll be just simply viewing at these equations and simply writing out my answers to solve this question. So I have already made a circle and divided into 8 equal parts. Each step is 45. So let's see how are we going to solve it. So our first step to make an assumption to put any kind of variable in the entire circle. I prefer looking for some variable which is repeated at the maximum time. So I can see that xg is repeated many times. So I'll prefer to write xg as over here. You can write it anywhere, it doesn't matter. So our first condition says xg is equal to xm minus 90. That means xm is over here because m minus xm minus 90, that means xm minus 90 is xg. So we are done with this. xj we cannot do anything, xy we can do. It implies xg cannot have any neighborhood with xy. So we can write xy can't be here, xy can't be here. Xn is xg minus 135. This means xg minus 135. That means over here we have xn. xc is y Casio. We cannot do anything. xj, xn we can do because we have now xn available. So xj, our sixth equation says it is in the neighborhood of xn. So over here we can have xj, sorry, my mistake. Here we are not going to put a cross, we are going to put a single line, and over here we can have xj. This is our guess because we don't know which one of them is true. xa we cannot do anything. X titan n we can do, that means y titan can be present here, y titan can be present over here. xe doesn't like omega, we cannot do anything. Over here also we cannot do. Here we can put xg, e is in the neighborhood of xe. That means either this is going to be xe or this is going to be xe. Plus 45 minus 45. xm doesn't like fast track, y fast track. xn doesn't like time x nor maxima. So I'll write in short, okay, and doesn't like maxima. So these are basically the conditions which are given to us by the question. Now we need to look back again in these equations to find out much more things to relate to. Now the next step I prefer is to search out for such equations from which a particular variable can be exerted out. That means if I look in the equation 4 and 11, then I can see both have xg. Sorry, it's an xg. My mistake. It's an xg. and xg is available in both equations. So what if I add these equations, x4 and x11? So let's do it. Adding equation 4 and 11. I'm directly writing the answer. Xn plus xg is equal to xg plus xe minus 135 plus minus 45. Okay, so I'm directly putting this plus minus 45 to here. Xg is separated by xg. Xn minus xc is minus 135 plus minus 45. So here we get two cases, either it could be plus or minus. So case 1, which is having plus, this means xn minus xc is minus 135 plus 45 is minus 90. And second case where it is minus, it would be minus 180. So it says from e to n, it would be minus 90. That means in order, this could be simply written as plus 90 is equal to xc. That means xn plus 90 is xc. Xn plus 90 is xc, which is true. And it says xn plus 180 is xc. That means opposite to it is xc, which is true. So we basically got nothing out of it. That actually happens. So nevertheless, let's add other two equations. Now instead of adding, I think I'll be subtracting the equations 2 and 6 because they have xj in common. So they cancel out and they give us these two. So subtracting 2 minus 6, that would imply on the left hand side it gets 0 because xj is cancelled by xj, and here xy minus xn plus minus 45 and minus plus 45. Why it got minus plus? Because the minus of this subtraction causes it to be so. So on simplifying, I get xn minus xy is equal to plus minus 45 minus plus 45. This creates 4 types of conditions. Condition 1, condition 2, condition 3, condition 4. This could be plus, minus, plus plus, minus plus, and minus minus. These are basically the sign of this. So it implies xn minus xy plus plus. If I add both of them, I'll get 90. Sorry, my mistake. Plus minus is the thing. So I get 0. And in this case, I get 90. In this case, I get again 0. And in this case, I guess 90. So this implies the same thing is there. Okay. So this implies from y to n, it is minus. It is 90. That means from reaching y to n, it could be 90, and then from y to n it could be minus 90. That means from here to here. So either this is having xy or this is having xy. Well, this cannot have xy as we have already stated in previous conditions. So this is the true one and this is xy. So guys, we have just found out the value of xy, and once we have found the value of xy, we can see that j is the neighbor of y and j is also the neighbor of n. That means j exists over here. Once we have done this, now we move further. So guys, as we can see, let's imagine, let's see for this kind of condition. Now, this condition states either this is going to be tightened or this is going to be Titan. But we can see Titan needs to have N before it. And also there is a Casio which says maxima and omega with it. So in no case this could never be XC, and this is also not going to be XC because it cannot have omega and maxima over here. So guys, that means XC exists over here, and XC likes Y Casio. This is from the equation number 5. Now once we have found out Casio, that means this is false. That means this is true. XJ likes Titan. Once done, we can say that if this is not XY, if this is XY and this is not XY, then probably this is going to be XC, because this needs to be XA. And from this equation we can see XA is Y Sonata minus 45. This means over here XG is going to be Y Sonata. Once find out this, we are left with M, N, A and E. So Y Casio exists between omega and maxima. This can be maxima, so this is going to be omega, and eventually this is maxima. Now we are left with X, E and M. M can't be fast track, so E is fast track, and M is Y times X. So guys, this is how simply we can find out the different values of the circular table seating arrangement just by looking at these kind of variables. Thank you guys for watching this video. Hope you liked it. Please subscribe to my channel and show your support. Leave in comments below if you have any doubts. Signing off. Goodbye.